Hey everybody, welcome to Metal Movies and Brewskis Live. I'm your host Matt Burke. We're gonna have a great show tonight. I got a lot of cool topics. We're talking about metal movies, monsters, comics, what have you. We're gonna have a special guest co-hosting tonight. If you guys could give a warm welcome to Jason Sandberg.
Hey,
How's it going, man? How you
it's
doing?
going. I'm doing fine. We're just a few minutes from September. I cannot believe it. This will be a fun night. We surf our way into September.
Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow's the first, the rent's due, and to me it's like Halloween's starting earlier and earlier as the years go by. And I went into like Walmart and they already have all their stuff set up. 2 days ago, I went to Home Depot today. They got all the stuff set up there too. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. We love the Halloween over here, me and the fam. So a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I got some cool news. On the metal front, or on the actually on the yeah, you can go ahead and check that out.
Yeah.
Go ahead and share this to you guys. This band, I don't know if you ever heard of them. They're called Winter Sun. They just put out the album that everyone's been waiting for 12 years for. It's Time 2. So all right, it's let's see here, I'm gonna find it. And
That's no Chinese democracy, but that is a long time.
yeah, it's a long time. And then also the man, the songs are they're pretty epic. um a lot of a lot of good stuff though came out of the band. The guitar player joined Megadeth, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. Here's a little taster
Hey, this is Jari from Winter Sun.
from
Our new
Finland.
album, Time 2,
Okay.
is now everywhere. Get yours today.
I haven't even heard it yet. Nice. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one, man. Like they have some of the best songs ever written. Like they, um he did a Indiegogo campaign too, and he actually had 5 albums of demos, 5 hours
Okay.
too, that he
Okay.
never released. But yeah, they did a massive like crowdfund back in the day on Indiegogo. They got like $400,000, built a
Nice.
studio.
Nice.
Band, they're no longer a band anymore. They're a studio band now, but everybody's been
Okay.
waiting for this album, and it's really cool stuff. I recommend it. Check it out. I haven't heard it yet. I will be doing a review on it though, but it's a long it's a long album, so
Nice.
had to talk about that.
You mean the wait for the album's long, or is it like a double disc or
Both actually. Their
okay?
songs, they have like 12. They're pretty progressive. So, and there's a lot of Japanese instruments on here. The second album, that he had to he couldn't raise enough money for even the second album, because a lot of the songs would have like 200 tracks on them, just from different instruments and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
like he didn't have the computer space, like the
Okay.
record label wouldn't even. Pretty crazy. But
Yeah,
that
too much
first
RAM.
self-title album, dude, that first self-title album, Winter Sun, that's just like one of the best metal albums of all time. I put it
Okay.
easily in the top 10. That one came out like 20 years ago or something like that.
All right.
But let's see here. We got some really cool news. I think it's pretty awesome. I'll show you guys some of this that personally I think is Berserker. Now, I haven't read this comic book. I'm hearing great things about it. It's winning all
Mhm.
these awards. But the San Diego Comic Con news is that Keanu Reeves is probably going to direct the movie.
Nice.
There's also going to be a anime too, and the movie's supposed to be coming out on Netflix. So
Cool.
so also the anime, and I don't know. Are you familiar with Berserker? Have you read it by any chance?
Yeah, I do read it. So, I read the original series, and then something cool that they've been doing is, about every 6 months, they will put out like a 64-page, black and white, standalone story with this character.
Oh,
And
sick.
yeah, and, I've been picking those up. There's a couple of different limited series that are happening, and it's a great premise for a character, but I specifically, I like, um, oh god, I'm forgetting blanking on the artist's name. The guy who did the first series,
Garney,
Garney.
Ron
Yeah,
Garney.
I like Garney. Garney is very solid. He's like a Lee
Hmm.
Weeks. He's up there with like a Lee Weeks, someone who's like totally solid. Fantastic artist, doesn't get enough love. Did a great run with Mark Waid back in the late '90s on Captain America. He did a good run with on Daredevil. But yeah, he's just a fantastic artist. So it's a good project to look into. Certainly the first Berserker series, and then those standalones. Um, are you familiar with the premise for the character?
Yes, I am actually. But for some people that aren't watching, would you like to give us a little synopsis for it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a riff on Vandal Savage. The
That's what I
idea
thought.
is, yeah, I know.
An external an eternal warrior from Valiant, right?
Yeah, it's sort of like a Keanu Reeves is like, okay, I want to do something. I want to do something where I can play the character, and so what can I do? And obviously, he's got the John Wick under his belt and all that kind of stuff. So the idea, it's sort of like a mashup between Vandal Savage and Wolverine, because he
Mhm.
lives forever, but he's also got this healing factor. And he's also, how this curse that he has, he's haunted. Like, so basically he has to keep going into war, because the longer he's not in war, he's not like tearing people apart. This this kind of monster kind of grows in him until he goes on this berserker rage. So he is like a soldier of fortune, and so I mentioned those standalone stories that they'll do. They'll be set in like prehistoric or like early ancient times, right?
So
But
awesome.
because he's an immortal warrior, apparently they're going to do a story where he's like in the old west.
I saw that in
Yeah,
Diamond. Yeah, I was
yeah.
like, dude.
So very, it's just it's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's like, and so it's sort of like, take Conan, give him Wolverine's healing factor, and then let him go forward in time. And instead of King Conan and
Yeah,
passing away from natural causes, you've got Conan running around in Afghanistan right now, taking apart the Taliban and stuff like that. So
so cool,
pretty
man.
cool.
Like I think that's a pretty awesome concept and franchise, and it's just one of those books that's like on the back burner. I can't really get on it. I've seen the new one that they have. They had a new one that came out, I think this week or last week, and it was like $10, but it was thick. It was one of those standalones, like the Book of B or something like that. But it looks sick.
Cool.
I have to check that out. But yeah, man, I wanted to share it. I think that Berserker's metal as fuck, and you also have a comic book that you got right now too, man.
I do.
Jupiter,
It's if it's not super metal, but it's like heavy metal. So
yeah,
it has aspects of it that are a tip of the hat to 1970s Mobius heavy metal comic strips. But
fuck
yeah,
yeah, man.
Jupiter. Yeah. So I'm making the rounds. So Jupiter it's in demand right now. 40 pages full color, $13, $5 shipping and handling. It The campaign the campaign went into in demand status about a year ago. So it's been
Nice,
over a
nice.
year, and it's we've picked up additional backers. But I'm working on issue 2 right now. I'm about halfway
Oh hell
done.
yeah.
I should have it done early in 2025. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm so close to 10K.
Right, right.
They're making the rounds, get some eyes on this project, and get it
Yeah.
up to 10K before I launch number 2. And then the other thing I figured is, hey, it's wild out there. It's a rough time. People are hurting because of things that are happening in the economy. So the more people who become aware of this, the more likely, and who get into the story with issue 1, the more people will be responsive to issue 2 when I finally launch that campaign. So yeah, it's if you order Jupiter, it'll ship the following day, $5 shipping and handling, and
Nice.
just full color.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's basically just like you're in the storm front mode now, pretty much for the most part, huh?
Yep, yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
dude, I did the same thing, dude. Like I like as far as I know specifically, like because I had I did two campaigns for my one of my characters, Butch Cleaver. I did a Butch Cleaver and then Butch Cleaver two, and then the second campaign. Well, you were there. I
Mhm.
launched it on Indiegogo or on
Yep.
my comic, and it
The
was just
I call
storefront.
that the night of technical difficulties.
Yeah, right. And yeah, man. And I mean, I have it up, but and I just keep it open because there's a lot of people out there that don't know your book exists. You should
Yeah.
always have a. I think it's a cool little shop. I haven't really been picking up any backers lately, but it's always cool to keep letting people know about your work. You have a trailer right here, man. You cool if I
Yeah.
play it?
Yeah, go ahead. And this trailer, it uses artwork from the comic, and I animated in Adobe Animate, and the trailer is like 5 short trailers together, so we can play a little bit and pause, talk about it. But yeah, it's everything you see in the trailer is from the comic.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah.
So that that trailer was a collection of different scenes from the book and just some critical praise that Jupiter's been fortunate to get in the past. Just kind of as like an introduction to some of the art styles and things like that. This next
Nice.
trailer, so the premise of Jupiter is it takes place in a world where there's no superheroes, because
Mhm.
a problem with modern Marvel and DC is that there's too many superheroes. It's super crowded, and they're just
Right.
standing around talking, right? And they're not special. And the way it should be is you should have Superman flying around, and then you've got to have Lois, Jimmy, and Perry as normal people who you care about, who could be put in jeopardy, up looking up at Superman flying through the sky. Current Marvel and DC, there's like freaking too many superheroes. X-Men,
No, I agree.
Avengers, it's just nuts. So the approach with Jupiter is I wanted to tell a superhero story, but there's only going to be one superhero, and you're going to see that world unfold, and she's going to step into that role. So in the world of Jupiter, everything is normal in this first issue. However, at the end, a revolution in this neighboring dimension smashes into this otherwise normal world, which sets off the chain reaction whereby she's going to become a superhero. So this next trailer is probably the most metal of all the trailers, but this is that other dimension. And I was trying to make it feel like I was as close as I can get to like Game of Thrones with the music and
Nice.
the pacing and so forth. So check it out. This is the other world that impedes on the world of Jupiter.
Nice. A little bit of Mobius, a little bit of Kirby.
Yep.
Like it. Like it.
So that one, that one is that is a animation of a single page from the strip.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm telling this extended story. So Jupiter's 40 pages every issue. This next issue, number 2, might be actually be 44, 48. I'm not quite sure yet, but basically it's 40 pages. It's a big book, a big canvas to work on, and this ongoing story that is the main story of the story. But then that leaves me room to do some other things, some short little palette cleansers, little 1-page strips, little experimental 4-page strips. I've even got a 4-page horror story in there. But
Nice.
the idea is that I can play with different styles. So I wanted to do something that felt like a cross between a Twilight Zone, the intro of the old Twilight Zone show, with like
Yeah,
the window comes down and shatters and that floating eyeball and the scuba diver.
100%.
I want to do something that felt like that, but then I'm
Little
like, I don't want
Lynchian.
to. Yeah, very good. Yep, exactly. And I also wanted to feel like a De Chirico painting, like a Spanish surrealist from like 1930s. So that's where that one came up. And so that weird little strip you just saw, that
Reminded
little
me of
bit of
some Dolly a
animation.
little bit too.
Oh yeah. So this is the actual
Beautiful.
page from the
Definitely.
comic book where that happens. So you
Oh,
can see
beautiful.
that.
There we go.
Yeah. So the main part of the story is done in this kind of more normal, realistic style, but then because I don't have an editor, I can do weird little cubist strips like this, and I have a little rule, little motto in life, that all the good comic books have a pie ad. Because if you go to the comic book shop and you pick up a comic from the 70s or 80s, it's going to have a pie ad. So Jupiter's
Yeah.
got a pie ad too, with Salvador Dali. So
Oh, wow.
again, yep,
That's
yep.
crazy. I kind of
So
nailed it, huh?
yeah, you did.
The hell? I remember
So
watching him back. He was sober too, that guy.
yeah, he was. Yes, his wife not so much, but yeah. So this next one is another little animated. This is actually another page from the comic, and it's a little bit trippy. So buckle in.
Hell yeah.
Winner.
That's pretty awesome,
So
man.
the premise of that one is the way to win at comics is to not buy bad ones.
Oh,
So
right.
that was a lot of
You
fun to do.
Yeah, man. And you said it's $13, huh?
Yeah, $13, and I hit both my stretch goals. So anyone who backs will also get a Captain Klein Bottle fan club membership card, which
Nice.
is this beauty right here. It's PVC laminated, and Captain Klein Bottle. The idea behind him is that in the world of Jupiter, there's no superheroes,
Mhm.
but Jack Kirby, who started mainline comic books back in the 50s, in the world of Jupiter, he didn't have distribution issues, so he kept doing it. So there were 5 titles, or 4 in our world. There were 4 titles out of mainline. There was a 5th one in the world of Jupiter. It was Captain Klein Bottle. He was basically like a traditional astronaut story, but it took off. And eventually he went up into space. Some weird stuff happened with corona mass ejection, and Captain Kleinbottle gets some powers and gets dislodged from time. So in the world of Jupiter, Jack Kirby never had to go work for Marvel and DC. So instead of giving Marvel and DC all these ideas for next to nothing, he put all his ideas into his comics and profited from them. And he is like a revered Walt Disney figure in the world of Jupiter. There's like
Oh, that's awesome.
amusement parks and movies and all this other kind of stuff. So to celebrate that, is going to get in on, get on the world building. There's a Captain Kleinbottle fan club membership card. And because he's a time traveler, the dates on the card run backward in time, 2023 to 1953. So just a little bit of the fun world building that I get to do as part of Jupiter.
That's awesome.
And then the other stretch goal is we are, again, if you back Jupiter, you get both of these, is the Legion of Memers license to meme. I get together with the Legion of Memers and we said it's crazy with the meme police, the meme checkpoints, what they're doing in Brazil right now, with what they're doing in the United Kingdom. You need this. You don't swim naked. Get yourself a official Legion of Memers license to meme. If you back Jupiter, you'll get both of those perks automatically because they were the stretch goals from the campaign.
Hell yeah, man! That's awesome. You gotta be able to have your freedoms, man. That's what everything's about. God gave us freedom.
That's right.
I like this too because it's got that anthology vibe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And also that heavy metal vibe too, dude. Like Metal Alone.
Oh yeah.
Feels like that.
Yep.
So I mean that's definitely like a lot of people that watch the show love that book. They loved it back when it was heavy metal. Now it's kind of a rusted aluminum. But,
it really is. Yeah.
So
it had a good run. It had a good run though. You got to.
And decades.
Also, if it weren't for heavy metal, we wouldn't have gotten Epic Illustrated and all the good stuff that Rick Veitch did there. But what's fun is I get to match up. I get to match up the traditionalism, and to the best of my ability, I get to mash up the traditionalism of like a Steve Root or a John Buscema and John Byrne. I do my best. And then I get to mix in some heavy metal from the 70s and some Kirby from the 70s. And I get this crazy hodgepodge. But I change the styles to fit the needs of the story. And you've got the main story, and then the character will read the comic books within the comic book, and then I get to switch styles, and I get to have a lot of fun with that.
So you're the artist and the writer on this book?
Yep.
And the colorist. Like the Swiss Army knife. How are you doing everything by yourself?
I am. I pretty much am. And so the issue 2 is about halfway done. And I think issue 2 is going to be better than issue 1. So yeah, if you I think I would have, if anything that I've mentioned here strikes a chord with you, those of you who are watching, you can't beat the opportunity to get in on the ground floor of a series that's going to keep going. And I plan to be able to do 1 or 2 of these a year.
That's awesome.
When I retire, I'll go to 3 to 4 a year, but I got like another 10 years before I can retire. But
2 years, even 1 a year. 1 a year. 1 year is a good. Even 2 is man. Yeah. And I got this everybody pinned at the top too. If you guys want to back it, go check it out. The price you can't lose, man. It's a great opportunity to get in on the ground floor, like he was saying.
Yeah, this is I have the story planned out the next 20 issues. And I was very when I set out to do this, I said, okay, the magic of a comic book is you can tell this ongoing story, but you've got to have good cliffhangers, and you've got to have good gut punch. You got to have mind-blowing gut cliffhangers or gut punch cliffhangers, or what the heck's going to happen next cliffhangers. And I did it. I think I did the best job I could when I planned it out. So I'm looking forward to sharing all these installments with people and the cliffhangers and everybody's excitement to get the next installment. I think that's what sets comics apart from movies or television. It's just that ability to immerse yourself and then have that cliffhanger. And then in every issue, there's obviously these little short stories.
Well, yeah, that's awesome too, because like if you're doing 1 a year, at least people are going to have it in their memory bank. You're doing it 2 a year. wow, that to me, that's inspiring. You know what I mean? Because I do everything on my books too. I mean, I do my own book, but then like right now I'm working on 2 books, with one with another person, and then I'm doing my own thing too. But that's how I did my Butch Cleaver books. I did them by myself, and doing one a year, man, that at 40 pages, that's freaking awesome. And then when you're adding the different art styles in your book and different little side stories, it gives it more flavor for the reader. Me, I like anthologies. I love them. But for you as well, it keeps the electrical juices flowing, because you're going to keep, going back to the well of rejuvenation of inspiration. So just keep jumping on one thing. I worked on the same character for 10 years. So I understand. I know where you're coming from. Doing different things is always fun, breaking off, doing some fan art, doing different stories,
It gets you to use different parts of your brain, and it keeps it fresh, and also it lets you look at it. If it's important to like, not, when you're working on a page, it's important to not look at the page for like a week or 2 and then look at it with fresh eyes. It helps helps you keep it all straightened out. Otherwise things get a little wonky.
Right, like fresh. Like I do that too. I'll stand up and look at it, then I'll put look at it in the mirror or something, and put it upside down. Like, this looks kind of wonky here,
The funnest part for me is when like a page is like 3/4 done. When it's 3/4 done, and it's like suddenly it starts to come together, and you're like, it's working. It's working. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. This is good. It is very fun. It is very cool. Very cool.
I'm working on a piece some fan art right now, and it's the same thing happened. And I was like today, and I was just like, damn, this looks pretty cool, but I don't know if it's gonna work, And then I kept tweaking with it. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is pretty dope. I don't know if everybody else is gonna like it, but if I like it, then I'm cool with it, You just got 2 tiers on here, huh?
Yeah, 2 tiers. And so I just got a backer. His name was Gary. Gary, thank you for backing. I'm assuming you're out there in the chat, Gary. Thank you.
We appreciate you.
There's the main tier, and then there's the retailer tier. So if and if you scroll down, I think I've gotten like 3 since it went in demand. Can you scroll down? I think I've had like 3 people back at the retailer level. Can you scroll down a little bit? 3, how many people? Yeah. 3. Yeah. So I one was somebody who does online stores. They sell all kinds of like anime and manga, and he wanted to sell this too. But the other 2 were comic book shops. And so if you are if you've got an eBay store, if you have a brick and mortar store, if you are interested in this and you want to carry it, I've got a retailer tier, which is very very inexpensive, and you can go check that out. You get 8 of them. Get 8 of them for $52. So
that's a great
pretty
deal.
good. And I think the shipping's free. I think I did free shipping on the retailer tier. I got to double check, but anyway, you can check it out if you're a retailer, or if you're somebody who thinks that you want to get this and pass some copies along to your friends and so forth. Just a lot of fun.
Or I was going to say, if you own a head shop, these types of books were huge back in the day in the head shops, and now the head shops are freaking even bigger.
Well, that's a good point.
Pick up a book, and they want to, it's fun. I'm telling you, we've been trying to do this for a while. I've been having this conversation a lot lately too. Also, tattoo parlors a little bit too, because they're into art and they love ink.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Robert Crumb in Jupiter.
Okay.
And so so question for you: how in terms of the head shops and things like that, are there catalogs, or is it all like really decentralized, or how when it comes to like paraphernalia, or like the Fabulous Freak Brothers?
Those things you're gonna have to call the shops, and it's a lot of like boots on the ground. Like I got my book in a record store. I got it in 2 record stores because it was like horror and metal, like But the thing is with stuff like with the anthologies and things like that, they're great for head shops, record stores. They just kind of go hand in hand. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Also tattoo parlors, people are waiting there. And you just go in there and you try to connect with the owner. Or you call them up, and that's where like, I'm gonna put aside 4 hours on Thursday. I'm gonna call some headshots, or I'm gonna call this and that, and then maybe you could ship them, or if they're in your local town or whatnot, it's just work. But again, it doesn't matter because we have to do it. If because we sell our own product. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
gotta spread the word. Spread the word.
yeah, I mean, I think everyone should be doing that. You know, that's
Yeah,
like just more organic, old school way that people used to pick up comics. You know, but
yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I gotta I want to my plan is I'm focusing on the Indiegogo campaign to get the
yeah, yeah.
bragging rights of getting it to 10K. And
Oh, you
then
will.
thank you. And then what I'm gonna do then is after number 2 comes out, um so it'll be next year. At that point, I'm going to go wider in terms of putting it on Amazon, putting it on Public Square, putting it on other sites, putting it on eBay and things like that. But right now I want to get focused on the Indiegogo. So
That's
yeah, so
awesome.
Gary, thank you for getting us within striking distance of $9,400. You helped me jump ahead a little another square on the game board. Thank you, Gary.
Yeah, man, you're at 242 backers, sitting at 93.79. We're gonna get this baby to 10. You'll see Jay on a couple other streams. We'll be talking about it, and thanks again for the support, everybody.
Yeah, thank you,
Um,
everybody.
the link is pinned at the top too, so just to let you guys know. Right now we're gonna take a little metal break. We were talking a little Winter Sun earlier in the show, and I got a classic right here from them. Um, if you want to hang out, I still got a lot of really cool stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
But I
definitely.
understand too. It is early in the morning, but I always go at least an hour or so. So
I still got gas in the tank, man. I can do this.
me too, man. All right, here we go. This one, I showed a little bit of it. This is Beyond the Darkened Sun. It's a quick one. This is one of the songs that like really got me into the band. I think, whew, 15, 16, 17 years ago. But yeah, check it out. Yeah, these guys are pretty crazy live.
I bet.
My buddy seen them. They came. They did a tour.
Nice.
The drummer is a freaking maniac.
Yeah, like
They all are.
well, Finland, they got plenty. There's not much to do most of the year because it's so cold. So they got a lot of people in the basement making music.
I hear that it's like the best place to live right now. Allegedly. That dude don't even look like that anymore. Cut all his hair off.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, how long ago was this initial album?
Dude, like I think like maybe 17 years ago.
Gosh, wow.
Yeah. And this album took 10 years to make too, I think. He was in another Viking band called Insafirum. I seen them with Amon Amarth. That's how I found out about these guys. Or him, because he wrote like most of the music. And this is the first song on the album too. It's just a quick, like 3-minute banger. Yeah, and then the next song after that is crazy. That wasn't like nothing. I mean, crazy in a way that you could listen to.
That was the warm up.
Yeah, that was the warm up song, and the second one after that's called Winter Madness, and that one's one of my favorites. But they're slow like ballads. Oh my god, like they play them at like funerals and stuff, and
Wow.
like it's some of the best for me. Some of the best like music I've heard. Some of the songs, but yeah, man.
I think I think Finland was the only country that paid back its war debt from World War One.
Oh,
I think
really?
of all the countries that borrowed money from the United States during World War One, I think Finland was the only one who paid it all back.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, and they I think their
Good
kids like they
people.
don't start school until they're like 7 years old, but they have like really high test scores. Like
Okay.
I guess it's crazy. Like they just let them play for 7 years
Yeah.
and really like develop their hand and motor skills. And I don't know
Sure.
what they're doing. Seems like a nice place to live though.
Yeah. It's
I
like
have a little
Minnesota.
yeah, right. I have a little section of the show right here. We I call this Monster Hunter Slayer. So
Nice.
let's see. I'll show you right now what it's all about. Show you what it's all about, brother. The Bugane is a Max legend. Is an bulky subterranean creature with features akin to those of a mole. It is said to be in bodily appearance similar to a hairy version of the Scandinavian troll. Ooh, snap! With glowing eyes and massive tusks. Sounds like the Wink character from Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. Buganes as magical creatures cannot cross running water or tread on hollowed ground. Sounds like some vampiric myths.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally fairies may use Buganes as a sort of hired muscle. Yep,
Oh, wow.
Hellboy 2, having them punish people who have offended them. One famous example of a Bugane was from a local story, is with its the Bugane of Saint Trinian's Church. Within Saint Trinian's Church was when it was being constructed, a Bugane decided that if it was fully built, its bells would disturb its sleep. So for 3 nights in a row, it threw the roof off of the church. What the heck? Even though it was defeated, the roof was never put back on, and you can visit the roofless church here every day.
Wild.
Wow, that's crazy, man. And
Wow.
there's different like interpretations. We do different monsters on the show every week, so I'm really big on folklore and stuff like that. So
What country was that from? Or what region?
and this
What's
one,
Max?
I'd say probably Scandinavian. I had more info on this earlier, but it's like not here anymore. It's kind of weird. But yeah, it's pretty cool though. I like I'm digging these. I really like this one. It's a lot of really cool
Yeah.
designs. But yeah, that one's pretty crazy. I just watched a movie yesterday called Black Christmas, and it had Bruce Campbell in it,
Oh, I love Bruce Campbell.
and yeah, it was like he worked at S-Mart, and it had, I don't know, they're really going into this Eldritch horror thing. Is really big now. I've
Okay.
noticed
Yeah.
they're
Yep.
putting it in, yeah. It was just like a Black Friday sale, and a lot of the dudes and people in there get affected by it.
How old was the movie?
I think it's like 2 years old.
Okay, and it's got Bruce. Okay, I may have to look for it. I like Bruce Campbell a lot. Obviously,
Yeah.
Evil Dead and so forth. But I think back in the '90s, late '90s, he should have played Superman.
Oh yeah, he would have been good.
He would have, yeah, he would have been great because what he would have he would have been able to play it straight with just a little bit of a twist,
Yeah,
where he's
yeah.
kind of winking at the end, kind of just not over the top, but just hamming it up enough. And he's got the build and the features for it. He would have been a great Superman.
Especially like fresh out of Army of Darkness, because he was pretty toned up in that movie. You know,
Mhm.
that was like that's my favorite movie with him in it, and my
Mhm.
favorite Evil Dead, because Evil Dead's my favorite IP. I'd say
Oh yeah,
for sure. I love splatstick horror. I love horror. Horror is my favorite genre. You know, a lot you can do with it. But
Who's laughing now?
yeah, right.
Who's laughing now?
Like he
I
do you see the TV show?
I did not see the TV show.
Favorite
I didn't
TV
have whatever network it was on. I didn't have it, but I heard about it.
It's good, man. Like the first 2 seasons are like they're all good, but the first two are really good, you know. And they they were just pirated, and I don't know, they had to get rid of it. It was on Stars, like no one was streaming
Okay.
Stars when it came out,
Yeah.
so they just pirated it, But I thought it was pretty funny.
You ever hear that, like the theory that the Evil Dead 2 was just some kids that went to a cabin and had an acid trip?
No, no, that's crazy. I mean, it makes. Well, I
That
mean,
would
what
be.
happened?
I mean, but like, what if what you're seeing is the guy's acid trip?
No, I mean it's funny too because like in Ash versus Evil Dead, I think he eats some shrooms and smokes some dope, and then he reads the book. That's how it
Oh,
starts.
really?
You know?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that
and
part.
I love it because he's like he's even more out of shape. He's wearing like a girdle and things like that. And it's
Mhm.
just I love that that character like being that old. Like I didn't like. I just wanted one more movie, but we got straight a 3-season show. You know what I mean? And they're
Mhm.
all monsters of the week, and I love that whole like blue collar demon hunter genre that it spawned. So I was looking for those movies. Also in that movie Black Christmas, Michael Jai White from Spawn fame, he's in there. He does a little part.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean it was like Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I remember watching that like 10
That
years
was
ago.
good.
But
Yeah, that was good
there's a
stuff.
lot of really good horror movies out now, and that are coming out surprisingly. Like I don't know, man. There's a lot of them because back in like the early, I don't know, like it was like a good amount of years where there wasn't really anything that was that great. Right now, we got a little game lined up right now. This is basically, let's see if you could. It's a guessing game.
All right.
Here we go. See if you can figure this out, or anybody that's watching. Bill.
Black Metal Decode.
All right, let's see if you could guess that band name.
Enthroned.
Yeah, you got it, man. You nailed it.
It's all my years of reading comic books.
Right? That one was pretty easy, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I got so many on here now. Yeah, man, I keep going and going. That's a pretty big band too. And then I got a little thing right here for me, a little shill thing I wanted to show.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit, this weekend I'm doing a commission special. I had 2 spots open, but someone swooped in. I got 1 left. So if you guys want, $75 for like digital line art. Here's a couple like previews of my work. So if you guys like it, just shoot me a DM on Twitter and we can make something happen. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And yeah,
Sweet.
it's fun to just get in there and do something different in between my books. And yeah, so
Keep it fresh.
yeah, keep it fresh and just trying to do new things. There's a couple of new movies coming out too. I wanted to show you guys a couple of trailers, and we were speaking of horror, and we were talking about horror in the beginning of the stream. And I'm like, for me, Halloween starts in like August, September. Start watching horror movies, and like my family, they love it. And I wanted to go see Longlegs and Alien. Romulus. I haven't seen either of those yet, but
yeah, I've heard mixed things about both, so I don't know what to think at this point.
Right?
Which one are you more curious about?
I'd rather go see Longlegs more. I'm more interested in that. But I like, for me, I'm a real like Predator and Alien fan. Like I like all the movies for different reasons, but I'm just like really into those movies. Like they kind of grew on me over the years. But yeah, but dude, I actually was going to show 1 trailer tonight for one of these movies that I saw, but then 3 popped up and I was like, well, dude, we got a triple threat real quick of these new horror movies. So let's go ahead and check these out real quick. This one's called The Shade. Hold on 1 sec. Let me replay it.
Come on. Shoes by the door, coat in the rack.
Yep, I know.
Hey, man.
Welcome home.
Yeah, Mom told me you were coming back.
Jamie, you gonna give your big brother a hug or what?
That's that kid from Insidious, I think, all grown up.
Why would you bring that up right now?
Still got to see Insidious 4.
When was your last panic attack?
Last night. I saw something. It's hard to explain.
Oh God.
First time I saw her was in my brother's room.
Creepy.
How many times have you seen her since?
Oh man.
A few.
Who's down there?
Can you think of the reason why you might be experiencing hallucinations?
How could it be a hallucination if Jason saw her?
Did he tell you he saw something?
Lost track of her.
Lost track of who?
Nothing. I'm fine.
I think she's why he came home.
Help me! Help me! Help me!
I saw her right.
Remember, if this thing you're seeing is only happening in your mind, it can't hurt you.
The Shade. I thought that one looked pretty cool.
Yeah, that looks very good. Yeah.
And it has the kid from Insidious in it.
What's
all grown up.
amazing is if I'm alone in the house or if I'm staying, I'm not scared of anything. But I watch a trailer like that and it's so well done. I start getting creeped out. I'm like, what the hell? But well,
They get creepy.
I go walking at night. I go walking at night, like this time of night, and I'm not scared of anything. But man, that trailer, good work.
It's creepy, huh?
Yeah.
This one looks cool. This is a foreign one. I think it's like, I don't know what it might be Italian or Spanish or Mexican.
Just the stuff on the news in some foreign countries is scary. I don't know if we need to.
Oh, I know, man. Check this one out. This one's called The Wait.
All right.
Watch this.
No hay mayor castigo para un hombre con conciencia que su pecado. La tierra es familia. Si traicionas a tu familia,
Yeah, might be
la tierra
Spain
te
or
maldice.
something.
¿Cuántos años tiene el chaval? ¿Ha salido cazador? ¿Ya te has hecho novio?
La sierra cambia a las personas, Eladio. Nos curte, nos endurece. Y a veces es tarde para darse cuenta.
Reminds me of the old Guillermo del Toro movies.
Eladio, ¿qué haces por aquí?
Damn.
Yo la he perdido un par de días.
La tierra te maldice, Eladio. Te corrompe. Y cuando te ha envilecido, te manda tu sangre.
Oh,
Aquí solo. Yo no podría.
No voy a irme. Yo no tengo culpa. En mayor o menor medida, todos somos culpables.
Oh wow.
so I was like wondering, what's that about? Is
Is
that
he
a werewolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love werewolf movies. Those are my favorite. So that one looks pretty cool too. And there's going to be a bunch of werewolf movies coming out this year, so I'm really excited about that. And there's one more too, I think. This one probably looks the scariest out of the three. It's from the studio that brought you Terrifier. Terrifier's pretty crazy. I don't know if you've seen those movies. They're vile. They're good though. Check this one's called Bazille.
Hello, my name is Harold J. Weems.
I have been hiding something all of these years. I know exactly who's responsible for the death of my wife. But now, with the help of a documentarian, Apollo, we are about to set the record straight. Let's get started. You're rolling, yes? We have a good rhythm. Come on, stay with me. This is where I found her. I'm sorry, Apollo. You never stood a chance.
Why are you doing this, man?
I've made a lot of sacrifices in my life, and I was chosen by her.
Shit. Scary.
I can already taste you.
Charlotte!
Yeah, that one looks pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah, definitely. That's quite a trip.
They all look decent, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and there's more, like, there's better horror movies coming out. I've noticed, like,
Mhm.
probably in the last, like, 5 years or so, they're just getting
Mm-hmm.
better and better, and they don't need to be, like, there's no reason for horror movies to be this good. I don't know. I don't know what it is, because I'm just used to a lot of trash, you know? I mean, there's a lot of trash out. It's mostly trash, so.
Yeah, I mean 90% of anything is 90% everything
Yeah.
is
Yeah, it
not
is.
good, but the more of it, the better. The more that 10% is, you know. So it's and it ebbs and flows, you know. Do you think there's going to be more westerns coming?
Oh, yeah.
Do you
This
think
year
there's
there's
going to be
gonna
an
be a
uptick?
bunch. Oh, yeah. There's a bunch already. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't really know if, like, they're gonna there's a bunch coming out, but I don't know how good they're gonna do at the box office. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you saw what happened with Horizon, but the thing is, he made this big old thing out of it. You know what I mean? That
Mhm.
probably would have been better suited for, like, a like a TV show. You know, like on
Mhm.
Prime or HBO. It would have probably been a good HBO show. It's going on HBO. But, like, Viggo Mortensen's making one. I'm really excited about that one. I actually
Cool.
showed that on one of my shows. He's doing the music for that. I forgot what YouTube channel I follow, but it just covers Western movies that are
Okay.
coming out. But yeah, there's a bunch of Westerns coming out. I love that genre. Me and my buddy Brian Kreisgau, we do he does a show every Thursday. We watch, like, a horror movie. One week we do horror, another week we do spaghetti westerns, third week we're doing kung fu, and then the fourth week's horror again. And
Nice.
yeah, we do specifically spaghetti westerns. So I forgot the name of the book, the one we're doing this week, but yeah, if you ever want to check it out, if you want to hit him up and come on, maybe talk about your book too, you could do that.
Yeah, do that.
Um,
Have you done the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I bet you everyone wants to do that one. That's a great one.
Oh yeah, man. And the spaghetti west is crazy. It's even crazier than the regular westerns, you know.
Hmm.
I don't know. They're just pretty far out, man. Are you reading any like mainstream books right now?
The closest I come is I'm reading Redcoat
Oh, okay.
by Jeff Johns and Brian Hitch, and then I'm reading the new Mark Millar's Nemesis,
Oh,
which is
nice.
pretty good. And then I'm also reading mostly because of the artist. I'm reading Zatanna only because I like Javier Rodriguez. I'm not a fan of not a fan of the writer, but anything by Javier Rodriguez, I pick it up because he does wild stuff with panel layout and storytelling and stuff like that. But yeah, I so far I'm hanging in there. I'm in issue 5 of Redcoat, and it's enjoyable. I like the fact that it's self-contained. Like, I don't have
Yeah.
to read anything else, and I don't have to worry about any kind of crossovers or whatever. Now this one was freaking weird. This one,
Yeah.
I'm like, this was just. I'm like, did the writer even talk to Capullo? because it's like Capullo just like drew it, and it's like, what the heck's going on? So I don't know if I'm going to pick up number 2 of this, but I gave that a shot. So I try to dip in on Marvel every couple months, but yeah, that didn't stick with me. Did not stick with me.
Right now, I'm just doing Conan and Savage Sword of Conan.
Yep, Conan's good.
That one's pretty fun. And then I'm going to check out All-Star or Absolute Batman. It looks like it might be fun. I did like Snyder's run with Capullo. And then I liked his Swamp Thing. That was pretty cool.
Okay.
But
I did not read that.
The panel layout by Yannick Paquet on there is really good.
Oh, yeah. He's pretty cool. Yep.
Yeah. Organic foliage and gutters and whatnot. But
okay.
Got a question for you, man. If you were going to make an action figure of yourself, what accessory would it come with?
Oh, probably 2-liter of Pepsi Zero.
That's a question I always forget to ask people, and I'm always like, I got to ask people that. And that was before you could actually do it, you know. That was back. That was
and then you know, and then the other thing is then the other accessory would be a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, those are better than regular. Yeah, right. Especially now, like it's like if you're a kid, you like them because they're good, you know, and then you go back to your regular Doritos, and then later on in life, you're like, no, they're a lot better than the regular Doritos, you know.
A lot better. Most definitely.
Well, shoot, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime, bro. Where can people find you at?
So I'm most active on Twitter, and I usually what I'll do is I'll either retweet, I'll post samples of my work with links to the campaign, but I like to give shout outs to the people that I've been networking with. So if you know, people whose show I've been on, I like to signal boost them as a thank you, and then I like to share good artwork. So if as I'm scrolling through, if I see something cool, could be indie, could be mainstream. If it's cool, I retweet it. And then obviously, you know, I'll be giving updates on Jupiter #2 as I get closer to that. And then on Fridays, I do a show with Mad Ruth and Aaron C from Immortal Rising. So Craig Mad Ruth does Soul Tack, and he's got 4 of those out right now. He's getting money together to fund the 5th one. Hey, Jason. Jason's been lurking. Good to see you, man.
What up, dude?
And so what we do on the Friday nights is, because we're indie comic book creators, we're super busy. We don't have time for the regular news to keep up with the news. So every episode of the Friday nights, we cover 3 of the most important topics that flew under the radar, the 3 most important news stories of the week. So we cover those things like the Wienermobile crashing, things like a guy jumped into a pool of sprinkles at the World's Ice Cream Museum and wants to sue them, like the lady who spilled the coffee on herself at McDonald's.
Right.
Important news stories like that, like a hole in Alaska where nobody knows where the hole goes. Things like that. That's what we cover on the Friday nights. And then we have creators like yourself on to talk about their projects. And then just about every other Wednesday, I'm on the Common Nerd Show. He does a show winding down Wednesdays, 6 o'clock Central Time. I'm usually one of his regular panel guests. Whenever I can make it, I'm on that show. Just a great bunch of people there. It's a good time, so you can check that out too.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming on again, man.
Thank you.
I'd like to have you back on again for Jupiter 2.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. And thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Jason stopping by. We really appreciate it. And have a happy Labor Day weekend. Enjoy your Monday off if you got it. I know I'm going to be working some OT.
Everybody have a great September, because we're like a minute away from September here, and then let the countdown to Halloween begin.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks, everybody. Always remember to be bold, be brave, roll the bones, know your role. See you next time. Stay metal.